Dear friends, we would like to start this meeting reading a fragment from a Hermetic text called The Admonition of the Soul. If you possess true knowledge, O soul, you will understand that you are akin to your Creator, and thence you will experience true joy. When, during a quiet moment, we look at nature and its cycles, or at our life with its struggles and joys, and its constant changes, we realize that there is a guiding force underlying all and everything. But what is the purpose of all this? Were we born here on earth to live for a while, hopefully as well as possible, and then disappear again, just like that? Or does our life have a much more profound purpose? We seek for something lasting, for meaning, for fulfillment. However, this longing cannot be satisfied by things or beings belonging to time. In the Book of Mirdad by Mikhail Naimi, we can read, "The human being is a god in swaddling clothes. Time is a swaddling cloth, and also all sensory organs and all things that can be observed by them." He continues, "The mother only knows too well that the swaddling clothes are not the baby. However, the baby does not know it." Something similar happens to us. We can say that our essence, our true being, which is eternal, has been wrapped in several layers of swaddling clothes. Time, space, and our natural body constitute those layers that keep us occupied for a big part of our lives. We take care of our body, cultivate our mind, and pursue our wishes and desires without being conscious of our true nature, the true being within us. We are seeking beauty and purpose outside and not within ourselves, because we do not yet know what is within us. The soul within us suffers, like an inner power held captive by our outward focus of life, by our identification with matter and time. But when the true awakening of the human consciousness happens, turning inwards to the real beauty and harmony that exists there, we can experience true joy, the joy that comes from real love. An ancient Indian legend relates how the divine spirit, referred to as Brahman, taught his son the wisdom of God. His youngest son wanted to become familiar with the human kingdom on earth. Only in the realm of time he could teach his son how to liberate his inner divine powers. Brahma took his son through all the spheres surrounding the earth, until they had reached a region on earth where no rain had fallen for a long time. They walked in heat and dust along a dry riverbed. Finally, they sat down on a protruding rock on the riverbank, and Brahman asked his son to fetch water to quench their thirst. "Do not stay away too long, my son," he asked him. The son set out, and after a while he reached the small house and knocked. A man opened the door and invited him in. When the son asked for water, the beautiful daughter met him with a jar, and he was able to quench his thirst. He was surrounded by much love and care, and was asked to help taking care of the land and the cattle. And quickly he was fully absorbed in all the work. Thus he forgot his descent and his father, who was waiting for him on the river bank. After some time, he married the daughter of the house, who bore him 2 children. After the grandparents had died, they took over the care of the house and the gardens. But one day, after a very warm and dry period, an enormous rain let the river swell until it flooded the surrounding land. Brahman's son had to flee with his wife and children, leaving everything behind. However, they were quickly overtaken by the rising water. His wife was unable to hold on and drowned. With both children on his shoulders, he waded on until one of his children was torn from his hands by the sweeping force of the water and also drowned. The same happened to the second child. And while he did everything to find his child again, the water also seized him, and he was swept along by its force. Thus he discovered that he could not hold on to what is mortal. Just in time, He grasped a protruding rock that hung over the water and pulled himself up. On that rock, Brahman was still sitting and said to him, "You have stayed away for a long time, my son. I have been waiting for you for half an hour." Looking around, he saw the dry riverbed again, and there wasn't a trace of water. Thus he learned to know the earth and human beings. After what seemed like a long and difficult years to him, he was now more certain than ever before that his Father was always waiting for him. Yes, that the Father and he were one. In the same way as Brahman's son, we too may have forgotten our origin and the purpose of our temporary stay here. We too live a life of rising, shining, and fading, of joy and grief, and are completely absorbed by it. In this way, separation is generated. We identify with the body and its desires, our character, our habits, and believe that that is all we are. Then, taken by this illusion, we suppress our innermost self, our soul, the divine spark in our heart. But every day, through all experiences in the play of changes, in the realm of time, we are given the opportunity to turn around, to change the reality we live in. Insight is the open gate. Insight gained by experience. And this is why we have been given this body as an instrument. It gives us the opportunity to turn around on the basis of insight and to return from what is temporary to eternity. For those who are going to live on the basis of this inner perspective, life will acquire a totally new significance. It will become consciousness, growth, the goal. Then life becomes a development from the swaddling clothes. Then a shift occurs, as it were. Life and death will be seen in another light, no longer from the outside, but from within. Then life is no longer the beginning, and death no longer the end, because we have found again something within ourselves that far surpasses it. The ego is born and perishes. The one, resting as a rosebud in the human heart, has no beginning, no end. It always is. The ego limits our existence. The one is light, unlimited. It is pureness and clarity. The gratification of the ego offers temporary enjoyment. The one is peace and happiness. The ego is ignorance. The one is true knowledge. It is the knowledge of eternal life itself. Not until we are conscious of that, not until we inwardly know it through many experiences, we will remember again what really matters. And at that special moment, the light that has always been waiting for us flows into us. It cleans out everything that is in the way and uncovers everything. And under the dust of the ages of time, the eternal divine essence, the rose of the heart, is radiating. In this encounter, we are lifted above time and are standing in the eternal now. There is no longer a past and a future. Not until then we encounter the principle of eternity in all the others, our fellow human beings, because this principle is one in all of us. Then we are one. He who is seeking the profound meaning of life will no longer seek in the external things. He will no longer seek what is transient, but finds the answer in his heart, the other one within. Oh, that we all would solve the great inner conflict between time and eternity. Born and bred in time, we are seized by eternity. Shall we then make the lights of eternity, which are given us, subservient to time? May clear insight guide us here. O eternity, touch us. O eternity, liberate us. Recreate us through your majesty. O Eternal One, who are forever, make us understand Make us go the path to your lustrous light.